And it sounds to me, and I'm just trying to identify because we want to do a report and we want to illustrate exactly all of the different places where women's human rights defenders are mistreated in different ways and different reasons. And it sounds to me like, particularly when I see the Philippines have wrestled with some pretty interesting leaders over my lifetime, and I see D'Artes as withdrawn from the International Criminal Court. Was actually the Philippines is on the United Nations Human Rights Commission Council, and I mean, it sounds to me that one of the challenges, in spite of that should really ignite people passionately in the Philippines. That one of the things you're wrestling with is men particularly, but maybe some women as well, that just won't speak up as well in the Philippines and push back on this kind of tyranny from the president.
And unfortunately, we have to hold that answer because we're at the 5 minutes. But we will go to Mr. Tabarra for 5 minutes, and perhaps you can address that in one of your future answers.
If you wanted to continue maybe answering his question,
we continue to count on that. We continue to hold to the ICC's declaration that the crimes committed before he withdrew are still subject to reckoning. It is one of the things that we hold on to, that reckoning will happen, if not today, sometime in the future, if not in the Philippines, internationally, and that we will come around again to be the Filipino people who defend human rights.
Thank you very much for being here. And my question is within the legal court system. Whenever female women human rights defenders speak out about some of the atrocities and some of the injustices that are placed against them, within the court proceedings, do we see what's the word I'm looking for? Do we see some discrepancies between how men and women are treated when it comes to criticizing the regime, and if you can give us maybe some examples, if you.
Well, one of the things is that so far in the Philippines, women have stood out faster and more consistently. It also so happened that some of the most crucial institutions were headed by women at the time that he took on. But of course, that has caused him to say, after, for example, the ousting of the Supreme Court Justice, that he would not appoint women again. Of course, it happened. He appointed another woman, but that was completely on his side. The public shaming has been stronger. The use of sexual attacks have been stronger on women. The defense of women, I think, has been in a way weaker, because while we have very strong, empowered women in our public life, the reality is still that they are a minority. So, and men seem to be able to so far be able to take it. In fact, for a while, the thinking that this issue of the treatment of women is not a life or death issue. It is not the most important issue that we are facing, and we've had to fight that. And I think we are beginning to win that it is not a life or death issue, but it is an issue that strikes at our very cultural core. It is an issue that hits our soul, and that its impact is not just on this generation, but in the generations to come, I think there is greater awareness for that. But for a while, there was that you can let that go because this is not the life or death issue.
In terms of that awareness, I know the Philippines have had many struggles, whether it's with the economy or in the natural environment. But have you been able to branch out? Some of the women human rights defenders have been able to branch out to neighboring countries and kind of been able to talk about similar causes and similar struggles to ensure that they're treated equally and that are not being shamed by oppressive regimes?
Yeah. Yes, we are quite active now in the regional discourse. It is our message that we are a cautionary tale for women, that this is apparently not an aberration, because when I do go to other countries in Asia, the taxi driver, the tour guide, even a parliamentarian will tell me they like my president. And so I say, we say in the women's movement in Asia that we need to talk more with each other. We are, in fact, have expressed in different countries that we need to do more South-South talking. We need to talk more about women. We do see the threat as not isolated, not isolated, that it is happening in different parts of the world, and the sisterhood needs to gather again.
Thank you very much.